Ready? Okay. So my first question is, what's the inspiration behind the work you do? And can you tell me a little bit about your business origin story?
Sure. So my business is the Mental Health Emergency Fund. We became a official 501c3 nonprofit about a month or so ago, and so I'm really excited about that. The inspiration behind the organization really is my personal story, and so I have lived experience with mental illness, and I have known what it means to really take some time off for yourself in order to really, take care of your mental health, go to therapy, do whatever you need to do to kind of just like block the rest of the world out and focus on your inner self. And so the emergency fund piece of the name of the organization comes from me actually using my emergency fund, using my savings to actually fund this long period of time where I was out of work. So I learned how to build my emergency fund in case, a rainy day, and I didn't know that it was going to end up being for my mental health. I thought it was like whatever I thought it was, like it was not necessarily what that was. So I definitely wanted to make sure I had a safety net, and I ended up using that for myself. And so once I kind of got back on my feet and everything, I wanted to be able to kind of give back to the community and really kind of teach some of the money management skills that I learned in terms of building my emergency fund, but also provide people with stipends to access therapy if financial barriers were a problem for them accessing those resources.
Great, thank you so much. Can you talk a little bit about where you're getting those stipends and kind of how that's working?
Yeah, so we started very humbly. We were in a competition where I was runner up in a micro grant competition. It was a video contest, and so people just had to vote via watching the video and submitting their vote. And so that was via the organization collectively. And so it was the first place prize was $1,000, second place prize was $500, and so I won the $500 prize, and that's what started the fund. And so I said, you know what, I'm gonna match whatever I get, whether it was $1,000 or $500. So I matched that, and we had $1,000 in our first little fund was $1,000. And so we had a application, and people applied, and we were able to give out our first $1,000 mental health emergency fund stipend. So that was back in, I want to say July or August of 2021, and then continued to build, get the word out, started doing mindfulness workshops and things like that. And then I saw, I guess, timeline is kind of tricky, but I saw that they were doing another competition, but this time it was for the highest category was $25,000, and so I think they had $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, and $25,000. And I was like, you know what? Go big or go home. Let's go for the $25,000. And so I ended up winning the $25,000, and they had so much money or more people donated that they actually gave all top 5 of us $25,000. So they got more money. More funders wanted to say, hey, we want to support them, because what it was going to be was only 2 out of the top 5 were going to get the $25,000 in that category. So they were able to give more and more grants. So out of all of the categories total, I think they gave a total of $200,000 away from all the different categories, which was incredible. And so I still have relationships with the organizations that funded me, because I'm still doing projects for them. So those 3 organizations were the Family League of Baltimore, Collectively, and Morgan State University. And so I'm still in contact with them, in partnership with them, submitting grant reports and all those things, doing my programming. So that's how we started. And then also just individual donations. I think we probably started to get individual donations even before that first micro grant. But yeah, so we grew 50 times over in just the course of a year. And it's been a fun ride, just a year, a little over a year for sure.
Well, congratulations, that's incredible.
Thank you,
awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so kind of you said this, but in your own words, kind of boiling that down, how have you grown from what you first started as to what you are now?
Yeah, so I was just someone who had a mission on my heart to help people, and so I don't know if I ever really saw it being like a full nonprofit. I was okay if it didn't become a nonprofit. I just wanted to help people out. But my mom is an accountant, and she was like, for tax purposes, it's better that these donations are tax deductible, that you really formulate an actual nonprofit. So I kind of had to do it that way, and so built it out to be a nonprofit. I already had like friends who were kind of on my advisory committee who were helping us with going through the applications and picking the people who were going to get the stipends, and so just had people in my corner kind of supporting me. And then at the end of last year, I won a fellowship, so I'm part of the OSI Baltimore Community Fellows network, and so we are the 25th cohort, and I was named the Lois Blum Feinblatt mental health community fellow, basically. So there was a prominent mental health therapist in the community. She died last year at the age of 100, and so they wanted to give a fellowship in her honor because she worked closely with OSI and the Baltimore community, and so I'm the first recipient of the mental health fellowship.
Sorry, what was her name?
Lois, Lois, Blum, Blum, Feinblatt, Feinblatt. Yeah. I know I'm talking kind of fast.
No.
So yeah, with that fellowship, it's an 18-month fellowship, and I am rolling out a secondary project that's kind of really focused on the youth. And so doing a lot of things at once. I also just joined the Baltimore Core Elevation Awards cohort too. So I think, in terms of growth, after kind of getting that first $500 micro grant, like it just kind of gave me confidence to keep going after larger amounts and like being more confident and like this is really a community resource that people need. And so me going after these things, it's not really about me, it's about the weight of the impact. And so I think that's kind of what inspires me to keep going.
Great. Then kind of moving it towards a little bit of the Impact Hub side of things. How would you say that Impact Hub has fit into your journey?
Yeah, I knew about Impact Hub probably 2023, probably at least for 4 years. When I first started the whole mental health sabbatical of taking time off of work, I would come to Impact Hub and go to when they had skill shares and kind of just check out what was happening around here and kind of just trying to see what the entrepreneurial landscape was here in Baltimore. I remember in 2019 going to I don't want to say a career fair. It was a really nice, they termed it nice, community engagement fair or something. It was set up in this room. And I met a couple of different people who I connected with, gave my resume out, got a free headshot. And I just really networked here. And that really kind of, those connections that I made helped me years down the line to the point where, when I was ready to actually get a co-working membership, this obviously was the first place that I thought of. And so the fact that I have the space to go to, and if I want to get out of my house, don't want to go to Panera or Starbucks, I can come to this nice place, mingle with people, network. I also host a financial literacy class here on Monday nights, and so being able to have access to training rooms and allow other people to know this space. I have some people in my class who live down the street, and they're I never knew this place existed, right? So just kind of introducing more people from the community to the space and really just networking. I feel so much of what I've done up until this point has really been it's been virtual, right? And so this is really, I feel Impact Hub is one of the things that's kind of launched me to be more in person. And I keep saying I'll be there more, and so maybe every month I get to be there, come a little bit more, but yeah, I'm slowly kind of getting out of the house, getting out of the whole pandemic, work from home thing, and, you know, being in space with people and sharing ideas and collaborating. One of the organizations that I partner with, actually, they have a membership here as well, and so we talk, and I've been able to meet her students, and yeah, it's been really good in terms of just networking and just kind of having a place that kind of feels like home.
Yeah, well, that's great. That's good to hear. Yeah. Kind of branching off that, Impact Hub, as you were saying, giving you a network and a lot of things that way, but where do you think you might need continuing support that we can provide, or resources?
Yeah, I think that resources like this is great. You know, the newsletter, getting my story out there. I'm always looking for collaborators, obviously funders, people who are, you know, interested in the work, but also may come from a different angle. I think that's the great thing about the community work that we do here, is that, you know, someone may be coming from this angle, and so just being able to actually see, like, what are ways that there's synergy, right? So for instance, like, let's say I want to give a stipend to, you know, do a stipend application for single moms or something, and there might be a member who has programming for single moms, you know what I mean? Yeah. So just kind of that type of collaboration, I think that kind of can only happen, like, being in the space, networking, and really being a part of, like, this ecosystem. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that you kind of already answered, like, what might be an ask that you'd like members to make happen? Is that kind of finding people that can connect you through different lenses, or is there anything else that you'd like to add there?
And ask for the membership?
Yeah.
Follow me. I definitely would love followers, because that's really how I get the word out. So on Instagram, I'm at Mental Health Emergency Fund. But the reason why I say that is every time I go through applications, basically 100% of people are third degree connections. So people I don't know. It's like someone who I know has told someone who shared it with their network, and those are the people who are applying, not even my network. And so the more that people know about it, the more the people apply, the more the people can get the support that they need. So definitely promotion for sure, ambassadors, and then yeah, just
plugging it out.
Plugging in. I'm sure as things move on, like I might need support in terms of maybe some administrative things, or just, you know, just staff. Like, to even think about me like building a staff is kind of crazy, but I'm sure that'll happen down the line. But I'm just enjoying the journey and trying to make sure that it doesn't happen too fast. That I'm just enjoying it, and also like working hard too.
That's yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh. Well, great. Yeah. Kind of following that, what currently is a project that you're excited about?
Yeah, so I'm really excited about my fellowship project. So my fellowship project is under a different name. It's called Mindful Ministries Collective, and currently I'm working with an organization called A Revolutionary Summer, and some other young people in the city who really we basically have a meditation circle.
Oh, wow.
And so it's just like this really calm, peaceful place where one of the leaders, so it's like a train the trainer model. So I've trained the leaders of A Revolutionary Summer, then they train like the people who are in their program. And so each month it's just like this circle where they bring their yoga mats, the lights are dim, we have candles, and we're just kind of like centering ourselves and speaking like positive affirmations over ourselves. And I think the age ranges are from like 15 to maybe like 23 or so. So it's high school age, college age, young adult age. And I just think that it's so beautiful because, like I said, back in 2019 when I went to that job fair, the person who owns the building where we do the space, where we do the meditations, is her space. And so I connected with her on LinkedIn. Actually, like I sowed a seed to help her pay for the building, and now I'm actually doing programming in her building.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I just
Full circle.
love everything is like full circle. But she's been a huge partner of mine. So the name of the place is called Brick Rose Exchange, and that's in Canton. So it's just like, I just love seeing all the connections materialize, and that's really what I have found is that, you know, people really love supporting work that's organic, supporting work that's authentic, that there's meaning behind it, you know, all those things. And I think for that reason, all these opportunities are coming my way because like I've lived it, I put in the work, but I'm also like keeping my hands open to give to someone else, you know? Yeah.
Great, yeah. So those are all our kind of serious questions. Is
Yeah.
there anything that you felt like you want highlighted that I didn't ask, or you want kind of up in the next spotlight?
I guess. Like I don't even really know how to word it, but like like something that I really love that's not necessarily connected to like mental health or, you know, what I'm doing right now is like I really love like interviews and like podcasts and stuff. And so I think that I would love if, you know, if there are members who have podcasts or radio shows or whatever or anything like that, that's another way that I love getting the word out is via, you know, these types of interviews. And just like, I also feel like, because I know so many people in my network, I just love like making connections. Like if someone needs someone in a particular area, if they have need for something, I can probably think of someone in my head who might be good for them. So that kind of brain trust thing, I know it's not really fun, but
No,
I mean,
no.
I find that fun. Like
Yeah.
I love sharing my network because that's how, you know, we can't do it alone.
No.
So yeah.
That's great, yeah, and we definitely will plug kind of looking for interviews or podcasts that are available in the members of the spotlight. For
Yeah,
sure.
awesome.
Yeah, so then kind of last fun question, where's the most awe-inspiring place you've ever visited?
Ooh. I'd have to say Italy. I studied abroad in Italy after the summer after my sophomore year of college. I was there for a month.
Where in Italy?
So we were stationed in Milan,
Okay.
and then each weekend we went to a different city. So I was able to see Rome, Venice, and Florence.
Oh,
And I would say Rome.
yeah.
Rome probably was the best place. We saw the Colosseum. Yeah, breathtaking, honestly breathtaking. And I really want to travel again to Europe.
Yeah.
I gotta make a trip again. Like I just have to.
It's hard, yeah. Yeah, I'm traveling so much already. Too,
Right,
yeah.
right. So yeah, Rome
that's
is
Europe,
the place.
Yes, Rome is the place. I'm going for the first time for spring break. I'm going to Florence. So
Yes, I love it. You gotta get some good leather.
Okay, good to know.
Get a good handbag.
Okay, budget for it. Try to. Yeah. But yeah, that's our fun question. Yeah, it's the conclusion of the interview. Do you have anything more that you'd like to say about?
No, just thank you for your time. Feel free to